What's going on, everybody? Swagged out, swagged out. And you already know why I'm here. If you caught yesterday's video, you know that I'm really excited about the fragrance I'm going to do today. I just received it yesterday, the day before yesterday, and that is from Spirit of Dubai. This is Oud. And I've been wearing it all day, every day for the last 2 days. And this is just, you know what, warning right up front. You have to love Oud. This is unapologetic. This is not for anybody who's trying to get into Oud, dip their toe in. This is the deep end. This is one of the deepest ends with a heavy vest on. Like, this is Oud. This is for people who love Oud and want to experience different, darker Ouds. With that out the way, I'll move forward. So, you've seen the you've seen the case, you've seen the box. I've done that in one of the libraries. I have Spirit of Dubai, and you can see one of those where I have all that. Let's just get straight to the fragrance here. What I will do, and I do this to humor myself and to humor some of you, because it's really funny hearing the note list of Spirit of Dubai versus other companies where there's like 3 or 4 notes on top, 5 in the mid, and 3 in the base. This is a very different kind of note breakdown. And like I said, it's not going to matter, because the fragrance is what the fragrance is. It's either good or it's bad, and this is amazing. But we'll go through it anyway, just for you know. So on the top you have pineapple, lime, Rehan, pear, saffron, fresh woody notes, bitter almond, fruity notes, black pepper, cardamom, rose, bergamot, lavender, incense, cypriol, osmanthus. In the mid, you have orchid, lily of the valley, balsamic notes, myrrh, smoked Olibanum, Guaiacwood, earthy notes, red rose, jasmine, violet, geranium, more rose, amberwood. And in the base notes, you have ambergris, sandalwood, cedarwood, musk, leathery notes, tobacco, sweet vanilla, oakmoss, benzoin, wood, vetiver, patchouli, and pure natural Indian oud. Now, why that's really important that it's pure and natural as opposed to just saying oud. If you know anything about ouds, and again, I love oud fragrances. I'm becoming more acquainted with them, but I don't know everything, obviously. We are here, and I am a customer in the Western market, so there's a lot of stuff that I'm not privy to that the rest of the world does have accessible, especially in the Middle East. So most of my knowledge of oud is pretty much Cambodian oud, which to me is some of the sweetest oud, most palatable, great for beginners. Laotian oud, which is a little more animalic, almost like a boozy scent that gives off, but it's still pretty pleasant. When you get to Borneo, which is a higher quality typically, little sweet, kind of animalic, more for the refined nose. It can be a little more expensive. But then when you get to Indian oud, which is what we have in here, it's a very pungent oud. Some of the more heavy, dark fragrance, very strong. It's like, personally, it's more for burning, more for incense. It fills up a room. It is heavy. Most of the Western market who's trying to get into oud does not want this on their skin because they can't handle it. It's so strong, it's hard for them to really appreciate what's going on with Indian oud. Now, don't take my word for all of that. I'm giving you my personal view on the ouds that I've been privy to, but there's more out there, and I'm sure different people have different opinions. When it comes to this fragrance right here, it is super strong Indian oud, very high quality, and it's so strong and it's so dominant that I would say that entire note list is there just to try to tone down the intensity of what the Indian oud will do. Now, I already sprayed some here, and I love this enough that I'll spray another one over here. Why not? Just to get that really fresh opening on skin here with you guys. And it kicks. It kicks. But what I will say, it is not the boogeyman that people have made it out to be in Fragrantica. It is not this you know, mean, scary oud that no one can wear. In fact, quite the opposite. This is probably one of the most easy to wear Indian oud fragrances available to us. Now, very high quality and at just under $900 for 50 ml. You need to know for a fact that you like oud. You need to sample if necessary. I blind bought this, but I've smelled some really barnyardy ouds that I'm starting to lean towards. So when I read the notes, I was like, I'm gonna do it. Don't do what I do. I'm just being honest. I'm not telling you so that you go and do that. Now, what I'm gonna tell you right now is when you hear notes like pineapple, lime, saffron, don't get the idea that this is gonna be a really easy, sweet, fruity, spicy, sweet. There is spiciness in here. There is a semi-sweetness in here, but it never goes like in that fruity dimension, in that summertime vibes like you would see. This is very true Indian oud. This is for the oud lovers. If you're tired of companies making, you know, a super palatable oud just so that everybody buys it, this is the oud made for people who love oud. This was not meant to come into your local Macy's and have everybody sell it out. This is for the oud lovers. And as I slowly become more and more of an oud lover, I am loving this fragrance right here. I will say this. I also have Haiba. Now, if you've seen Haiba or wondered about Haiba, these two are very similar. And Haiba, in fact, does have Indian oud as well. I think the main difference between the both fragrances are that Haiba, when you see those sweet notes in there, they actually sweeten up the fragrance. In the initial opening, Haiba will be very intense, but it starts becoming softer and sweeter to the point by the mid, I think just about anybody can wear. And not to say that you can't with this one, but this is, for some reason, and I know this is the first generation and people feel like the second generation is better, this may just be better quality than almost all of the ones in the second generation. Again, just my opinion. If you love oud, if you're into dark oud, if you're into ouds that might scare some people away, but you like it for you, and the people who appreciate oud would know what you're dealing with here, then I personally would, if I had to pick between this right here, first generation oud versus Haiba, I probably would stick with this one. Now, I have them both. I didn't have to choose. Lucky me. But I'm just saying, like, for me, this is just a higher quality Indian oud. It's truer to what it's supposed to do. Yes, it has a couple of other things in there which make it more pleasant. And in the dry down, yes, I think you will get compliments for this. This does smell really good on you after a while. Like, there's nothing to explain, like I always say with these fragrances. You don't have to, like, try to explain why Indian oud is good. It's good. That saffron, that pineapple, those fruity notes, that sweet vanilla, they start taking effect in this fragrance after a while. And it dresses up that Indian oud. But what I'm saying is, it's still Indian oud. It's still strong. If your nose is not ready for it, all the almond and lime and pineapple and vanilla in the world are not going to get you through that fragrance. This is something you have to try out first. I love this. I'm probably going to get a backup because I feel like I'm already creating a den. Like, I've been spraying this so much in just a couple of days because I'm in love with this fragrance. Like, I could not explain to you how much I really love this one. This is one of the best ouds I've ever smelled. And I've smelled quite a couple, to include some of the ones that are from the Middle East, not an American company who use just like Middle Eastern fragrances, companies that don't even sell it over here, but you can get in contact with them. This is still one of the most superior ouds I've ever smelled. I loved it. This is a deep, rich, dark oud with a lot of things supporting it, giving it certain sweet aspects, almost certain light booziness, spicy smokiness. It does everything you expect from a Middle Eastern fragrance, but it's amplified. It's deeper, it's richer, it's just done better. Spirit of Dubai, first generation oud. This is the one, ladies and gentlemen. If you love oud, this is the one you need to try out. That's all I have for you today. My favorite fragrance right now, Spirit of Dubai's oud. If you've watched this long and you smelled this already and you have something to add, go ahead and leave it in the comment. If you like this video, if this is something that you might look into and based on this video, you might check it out, go ahead and give me a like because it helps the channel out. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe because I'm going to come out with more content, more videos, and the next fragrance I drop might be one of the ones that you're interested in. That's all I have. Fragged out, swagged out, and I'm out.